Hello there, it's Hayley from SevereWeatherTV.com with the Severe Weather Outlook for July 3rd. So what's happening at the moment? We have Hurricane Arthur in the Atlantic. We'll talk about that shortly. We also still have Tropical Storm Douglas out there in the Eastern Pacific, and the storm in the Northwest Pacific that will be the future Neoguri is out there in the Northwest Pacific. In the United States, 30% chance for severe thunderstorms today, 5% for tomorrow, 15% the day after. So here is what is going on. So Arthur is now officially a hurricane, not just a hurricane, but predicted to be a Category 2 hurricane now with this forecast. This is also Arthur, and at the moment there are a couple of tornado warnings in effect. So, Arthur, land hazards. One of the land hazards, of course, being isolated tornadoes. So there's your tornado warnings. That's on tornadohq.com, right? So winds, storm surge, rainfall, surf, and this thing is already, you can see it, moving in over land. Conditions deteriorating, as they're saying, along the coast of North Carolina. Here's some more satellite loops of Arthur. So Arthur moving in. So let's see, over here, here's an alternate tracking map, and then here is the watch warning map. So all the red areas are for hurricane warnings. This is for hurricane watch. The blues are for tropical storm warnings. So yes, Arthur, big storm, and of course going to be paralleling, if that is a word, the coast for quite some days, turning extra tropical and being a problem for Canada in the future. So something we'll be keeping an eye on. Elsewhere, we still have Douglas. Douglas, no land hazards with this storm, and just barely still hanging on as a tropical storm. Over here, we have what will be the future equivalent to a Category 3 hurricane per the JTWC path, I do believe. This is, right now, Tropical Depression number 8. Future Neoguri, I do believe, is the next storm name for this. And then this low chance of tropical cyclone formation in the next 24 hours. So here is Tropical Depression number 8. Here's some satellite loops of this storm. So, per the National Weather Service in Guam, they don't have any watches or warnings on this at the moment. No mention of land hazards at this time with this storm, Neoguri. And this thing is going to be a pretty big storm as well, obviously. So let's take a look at some of the models. So these are models. This over here is the ECMWF. It skips ahead in 24-hour increments. That's why it moves so quickly. And then this over here is the GFS, which moves ahead in 3-hour increments. So both of these visualizations basically showing this storm paralleling, if that is a word, the coast of the United States, and of course causing problems with rains and stuff, winds possibly, all that kind of stuff. Here is the Eastern Pacific. There is supposed to be an area of probability forming down here, quite possibly, in the next few days. This does kind of show up, but at the moment, no major storms on either of these models. Here are more additional models for Arthur. And again, spaghetti models. They're all pretty much in agreement where this thing is headed. Here's the intensity graph showing the probability. A lot of these now are saying Category 2 hurricane status, some of them, and then tapering off, obviously. Here are some spaghetti models, just a few, just what, 3? Well, actually, technically 2, because this thing is for the past for this storm. So, this is for future Neoguri, and yes. So the official path actually has this getting to the equivalent. I do believe it was of Category 3 hurricane status. Ignore that. In the United States, here's an overview of the severe thunderstorm threat for the next few days. And of course, here's what's happening at the moment. You've got the tornado warnings, of course. And if we show everything, we have 5 tornado warnings in general. So some tornado warnings up here as well. 25 severe thunderstorm warnings. So it's just severe thunderstorm warnings all along this line of storms. And then some back here. And then, of course, special marine warnings as well. So what is that? 35 warnings in effect at the moment. But there you go. There is Hurricane Arthur. And it's off a bit. There we go. Hurricane Arthur moving into the coast. In general, for today, 5% chance for a tornado. And unsurprisingly, it's where basically Arthur is going to be making some direct impacts to land. And then 2% for all this area up here. There's a 30% chance for 58 mile per hour and greater winds in this region. And 5 all over the place. There's a 15% chance for 1 inch or larger hail up there. And there, and there. And tomorrow tapers off, at least as of the moment. 5% chance, but for this large area, and then down there as well. that is it for today. Hopefully, if you're in one of the affected areas by Arthur, you're already, taking your precautions and whatnot. And hopefully, you are staying safe out there.